Alright, today we're looking at what I like to lovingly call backward area and perimeter. With backward area and perimeter, we are given either the area or the perimeter, and we have to work backwards because we're usually given also one side. And we're given one side, so we have to figure out then what the other side would be, what the length or what the width would be. So we start off here with problem number 1. And we look at it, we know that the area equals 216 square inches and the width is 8. Okay, so again, just like I told you earlier, I want to see that formula written for every single problem. So area equals length times width. Now I'm just going to take the information I have and plug it in. I know the area is 216, so instead of an A, I'm going to put 216. I don't know my length because it's the unknown. But I do know my width, which is 8. Okay, now this looks like one of our problems where we solve for L. And so what we have to do is, this is times 8, so we're going to divide it by 8, right? And we're going to say 216 divided by 8. These two cancel each other out, so they're not going to be anything. We have 216 divided by 8. 8 goes into 21. 2 times 8 is 16. 21 minus 16 is 5. Then what I do, I'm going to bring down my 6. 8 goes into 56. How many times? That would be 7. Very good. 7 times 8 is 56. Sorry, can't write. And that's 0. So my length, 27, would equal my length. So this right here would be 27 inches. Do you see how we work that out to find it? Let's try number 2 here. Number 2, I'm given the perimeter. See, the area was number 1. Number 2, I'm given the perimeter of this shape. So again, I'm going to write my formula. Perimeter equals length plus width plus length plus width, because that's my formula for a rectangle. Okay, and then I'm going to plug in what I know. Well, I know the perimeter equals 94. I know the length is 32. Don't know the width. Plus the length plus, I'm sorry, whoops, get carried away here. Plus 32 plus the width. Okay, so this is still 94. And I'm going to add the 32 and the 32, and that equals 64. And I'm going to add the W and the W. That would be 2W, right? Now I'll subtract 64 over here, and I'm going to subtract 64 here. Okay, and 94 minus 64, that equals 0, equals 30. And then I've got 2W, because the 64s cancel themselves out, right? And so I've got 2W. Well, that 2W, that means 2 times W, right? And so if it's times, I can divide it. So I'll divide by 2, divide by 2. And what is 30 divided by 2? That's one you should be able to work in your head. You shouldn't have to think about it. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So W equals 15. So this side right here is 15. And if I said 32 plus 15 plus 32 plus 15, it would equal 94. You see how it's just algebra. That's what we learned a couple weeks ago. And now we're using it with our backwards perimeter. Okay, how about number 5? Let's look at it. Again, that's an area problem. Okay, so I'm going to write my formula of area equals, what's formula? Length times width. Excellent. I know my area is 60. Do I know my length? No, I don't, so I put the L. Do I know my width? Yes, I do. It's 6. And if I did times 6, that means I'm now going to divide by 6 to cancel each other out. Divide by 6. Do I have to show work on that one? You should know what 60 divided by 6 equals, and that equals 10. So my length is 10 feet, right? So area is a little easier to figure out, isn't it? All right, let's look at number 6. Number 6 gave us perimeter. So I'm going to write my formula. P equals length plus width plus length plus width. All right, I want you to pause the video. Actually, no, don't pause the video. We're going to solve this one together. So I know my perimeter is 30 equals, do I know my length? No. Do I know my width? 5. Do I know my length? No. Do I know my width? 5. I'm going to add the 5 and 5, the L and L. So the 30 is going to stay the same. L plus L is 2L plus 5 plus 5 is 10. And I'm going to subtract 10 and subtract 10. Because remember, I'm going to do to both sides. Kind of like fractions. Whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. Well, in this case, it's whatever I do to the right, I do to the left. Or whatever I do to the left, I do to the right. And they cancel each other out. 30 minus 10 is 20. And that equals 2L. And 2L is just like, very good, it's just like dividing by 2, which cancels it out, and divide by 2. 20 divided by 2 equals, excellent, 10. So the length is 10. And again, if I added 10 plus 5 plus 10 plus 5, that would equal 30. Okay? I know I'm kind of going through kind of quickly. Pause it. Go back and rewatch this if you're not understanding. If you're not sure. Okay, I want you to try problems 7 and 8. So you can just pause the video. You don't need to draw the shapes or anything. Just solve them. 7 is looking for perimeter. And ignore the questions. We're not worried about the questions right now. We're just finding what the side is. 7 has the perimeter, so you're looking for the width. And 8 has area, so you're looking for the length. Okay? So I want you to solve both of those, and we're going to check them tomorrow.